All right, let's get started on a tool restoration today. Now, in my big box of tools that I got in the mail, there was this. Now, this is a Craftsman made in USA 10-inch pipe wrench. Now, it was missing the nut, and I actually found one. Right there. Works fine. And we'll put it back together. Now, there's not a lot to this that pulls out like that. And this jaw needs to come out, which is held in place by a pin. It looks almost like a roll pin. I can't tell, but we're going to get it out of there. Now, right here, there's some kind of gunk built up in there. It's really hard. It may be paint or something like that. But no big deal. We're going to get it out. I don't think we need the ultrasonic on this one. It's not extremely rusty. But let's go ahead and cover it with Dollar General's Finest. Some vinegar. Now, I don't think this will have to sit for a couple of days, maybe just a few hours. I may be able to get back on it this afternoon. Just want to cover it good. A little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. Now, we'll let it sit for a few hours and see what it looks like. Now, this is brand new, so I'm not going to put it in there. But I do need to put it somewhere where I won't lose it. All right, there we go. Step one of the 8-inch Craftsman pipe wrench. Now, underneath all that gunk, I think there's some numbers. There should be some numbers on there. Model number and all. And once we can see that, then we'll look it up and see how old it is. I'm guessing 50s. Somewhere in there is what I'm guessing. But we'll see. All right, our wrench is out of the vinegar soak. Cleaned up pretty good. There wasn't a lot of rust on it. Wasn't too bad a shape. This, whatever this is, didn't turn loose. I scraped a little bit of it out. I'll get it out of there. It appears to be maybe some kind of a putty, like plumber's putty or something that got spilled over on it, something like that. Now, next we're going to finish taking it apart. I'm going to take this jaw out, because if we're going to restore it, let's go ahead and do it all the way. Now, that is riveted in right there. I want to try to keep this if I can. And it's flush right there, so I think I can drive that out. Let's give it a try right quick. You can't tell if it's moving or not. Okay, it is moving. I hadn't put any penetrating oil or anything on it yet. Maybe I won't have to. There it comes. This is not the best punch in the world, but it's the smallest one I have. There we go, come right out of there. Ruh-roh. Fell on the floor. Before I do anything else, I'm going to try to find that. Got it. Now let's take this jaw out. Should tap right out of there. Like that. Now we can clean all this real nice. Get that rust out of there. Now down in here, there's a little keeper in there that holds all that in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. It appears to be held in by a spring right there. Let me see if I can get that out of there without destroying it. Not with that, I'm not. Let me find a little tiny something. Hang on, be right back. Okay, let's take this little screwdriver and see if we can coax it out of there. Oh, this looks funny. Trying to keep it on the camera, y'all can see it, and I'm trying to see it myself, so. And not destroy it all at the same time. Alright, let me work on it a little bit, and then we'll see. Now we're getting somewhere. I think. Now I know there's a spring in there, so I'm being really careful it doesn't go flying out somewhere. There we go. There it is right there. Would have to make another one. Probably would never find another one. Now, see all that rust and crud and junk down in there? We can get all that cleaned up. A little bit rusty, but not bad at all. I think it's going to be just fine. Now, I'm going to mix me up a little bit more vinegar and soak these little tiny parts. Let them soak for a couple hours. While that's soaking, I'm going to go to the wire wheel with this and this, and we'll get started on getting all this paint off of here and cleaned up. First, let me show you all this stuff. I'm not gonna film all of this taking it all off, but it comes out pretty easy like this for the most part. So I'll get as much of it off as I can, and I do see some numbers down in there, so we can maybe try to date this thing when we get there. Clean that up, we'll go to the wire wheel. That's where you'll see me next time. This is going to take a while. Now this paint is proving very, very difficult to get off, and I don't have any paint stripper. So I'm down to the Dremel tool with a little wire brush. So I try to get these cracks cleaned out. And if that don't work, we'll figure out something else. Whatever kind of paint they used is very good stuff. Let me show you how I'm going to do it just a little bit. Alright, that's working, just gonna take a while. That was not easy. Tiny, tiny little pieces here and there are still in there, but we can deal with that. And as smart as I am, right about the time I got finished with all this handwork, I remembered I had a little blast gun that probably would have done the job much faster and easier. Anyway, that part's done. I'm going to clean it down real good with acetone, get it hung up outside, and put a coat of primer paint on it. Let that dry, and then we will paint it. Now the jaw section is going to get wire wheeled, cleaned good, and gun blued. The only thing that's going to be painted is this and the nut, which is already black, but we'll just touch it up and make sure it matches everything else. And you have to wait to see what color I'm going to paint it. This is going to take a while. I'm going to gun blue this. Turn it black and protect it from rust. I sanded that really, really shiny right there. And we'll bring that back to shiny at the very end. Now these teeth, I didn't have to do anything to them really. Nice and sharp, nice and straight. If this tool was used very much, it was very, very well taken care of. Which is very good. Now let this sit for about a minute, 2 minutes maybe, as the directions say. Rinse it off with cold water, and then I'll put some oil on it. Let it sit overnight. So this project will not be finished today. A little more involved than I thought it was going to be. There we go. I got it all over me again. Now, what color do you think I painted it? No, giveaway, you can see it over there. Now, these old Craftsman tools are traditionally red. So, I went ahead and went back with red. I would like to have had a hammered red, but I can't find any. All the gunk cleaned out. And a coat of gray primer, self-etching primer, 2 coats of paint. It came out very, very nicely. Don't even look like the same tool. Now we're going to put it back together and we'll be done. Before I put it back together, I'm going to mark the lettering and some black paint. And for that operation, I need some very, very special equipment called these, so I can see. Alright, see, let's move this over here. Show you the first couple letters, and then I'll just finish it up. This side I have to dry, then we'll go to the other side. Just like that. We'll keep going. Do all that. I like it. Oh, I got a spot. That's okay. Alright, let that dry for a little bit. We'll flip it over and do the other side. Now, I did find numbers on here. 51651. Now, the best I can tell, these were, I was right in my first guess, manufactured in the 50s. And retail value on these all over eBay and places like that, I've seen them from $10 to $20. It's not an expensive tool, but it is a good tool. Let this dry, we'll do the other side and we'll put it together and take a look at it. Alright, let's put this thing back together. Got our painting done. Got a little bit off right there, but nothing to worry about. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit of oil on this spring. Now, I'm not going to put any grease in this. Because grease attracts dirt much more than oil does. And I'm actually going to use this tool. This is not going to be a wall hanger. Tiny bit of oil on that spring. See, and it sits right down in there. Let's get our light. I know you probably can't see it on the camera, but okay, got our spring in there. Let's see how we're going to orient this thing. Let's see, I'm trying to get it where y'all can see it too. Okay. Hang on. I gotta try to fix up some better light here. Just a minute. Alright, got it back in there. I just could not get it all on camera, but doesn't matter, it's in there. Now we're gonna put in the lower jaw. And try not to mar up the paint as we're doing it. Okay, there it goes in there. Alright, want that to sit flush like it was. Okay, lost a little bit of paint there, that's okay, we can touch that up. It's a little bit proud right there, so let's push it back out that way just a touch. There we go, right there. Now this jaw goes in here. Nut goes on right there. Look at that right there. Finished project. Hang on. One final look. Let me go ahead and touch this paint back up right here and put a little bit right there on those pins. There we go. Finished look. What do y'all think? I think it came out very, very nicely. And a lot of times on restorations you'll see, well, this is shiny and that's shiny. Now I'm just going to leave it black like that, leave it gun blued, because this tool is going to be used. It's not going to be hanging on the wall looking at it. And anytime any kind of steel with any carbon in it, you polish it, it's not going to stay there. It's not going to stay shiny. It will eventually turn rust and everything else, especially if you use it. So there we go. Let's put it over here where it's going to go for right now. Let's see, it's going to hang right there. Now, that makes my other pipe wrenches look mighty bad, don't it? So, guess which wrench is going to be next? This one. That is a spud wrench. After another project I've been wanting to do for a while, ever since I got it, the Craftsman vise. It operates well, it functions well. It needs a cleanup and restoration. Now, probably not going to leave it red, but this will be the next project as far as restorations go. Let me see. Let me turn you around here. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. Like, subscribe, share the video, and I will see y'all next time with something else.